Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of All Fin, where it's all things
Welcome
Dolphins,
fucking back.
covered by your favorite Dolphins fans, Finale, Alejandro, myself, and is Martin even a Dolphins fan? I
I was
think
at
we
a
got
Jets
something
game this
to
You
week.
cover
you
this
have
week.
you have something to explain.
Yeah,
Hey man, that was the worst game I've ever seen. I was happy to see the Jets be
holy
the short end of
shit,
the stick, but God, that was a dreadful game to be at. But cool
Martin,
experience, I'll say that.
what'd you do with the hat after the game?
I still have it. I'm gonna keep it. It's the old
Trash.
logo. It's the old logo. It's cool.
Ralph, but you
It's
know what?
trash.
You know he was there undercover spying for the Chargers. That's all it
No,
was.
100%. I'm surprised
Hey,
he didn't wear the Herbert jersey out there.
so I was gonna do that,
He doesn't
but
want to get stabbed.
being in New York, no, there was a bunch of New York idiots, so I was okay. I didn't see anybody that was I was afraid of. I was okay. But yeah, I wasn't gonna wear. I almost bought a Chargers hat to wear, but I was like, you know what? I'm going with Gio. Let me wear a Jets hat.
So
So
you roll with the Jets. They lost, but this is all Finn. You guys don't want me to say it, but it's where we go all in on the Dolphins. Uh, we just lost to the Kansas City Chiefs after being hyped for 2 weeks straight, 21-14.
you guys
It
were
was a
hyped.
slow
I knew we were
start.
gonna lose.
Come on, man. Come
I
on.
said it. I said it. Go
Whatever.
ahead.
It was
Sorry.
21-14. The Dolphins almost came back in that game after
They
being
clawed
down
back, man.
14-0. Yeah. Let's start with you, Ale. Let's hear the thoughts.
So, with it ending up being only a 7-point loss, I left okay with it. You had a chance to claw back in the end at the last moment. You hate how it ended, though. You really do. But there were several positives for this week. The defense is showing up week in, week out now. They're on the rise, and they might be just as scary, at least on the road, as the offense. Because I'm sticking to my guns on this. Ralph and I have had several discussions about this. I think the Dolphins are an elite home team. At home. On the road, they just don't look the same. What about you guys?
Martin, you weren't as
Yeah.
hyped. Let's hear it from you, man.
No, so I can agree with what Godo was saying. I was happy with the defense. The defense looked good. It was a weird first half. They kind of dominated. Even though they dominated, it wasn't like they were blowing us out the water. Like the points wise, it's just they weren't. The first drive was very efficient on their end. The rest of the game, the rest of the first half was they were able to put up points, but it was on our mistakes more than anything. It wasn't like they were just driving down the field. It was our
Well,
errors
the
that gave
first
them.
drive, yeah,
Yeah, I'm saying other
they
than
walked
that first
down.
drive, yeah, they walked down exactly. You're right, but
But
after that,
the defense always takes a drive or two to settle in. Always, we've seen that from the very first game.
so
Yeah.
I can't complain overall what I saw in the first half. Although they were up 21-0, it didn't look like that on the field. It just happened to be that we were shooting ourselves in the foot. But ultimately, we did claw back into the game, but that's not what you want to see. Although it's the Chiefs, the last thing you want to see is being down 21-0 because it could have been a lot worse. But I'll take the end result. I'm not happy with it. I'm just okay with it.
I mean, it was a great game. All
Was it?
around, we did. It was a great game all around. We started off slow, but like Skinny said, we clawed back into it. Uh, if you guys look at the stat sheet, it's crazy. The Dolphins own every statistical metric in that game. 292 total yards, 175 passing, 117 rushing, and it's just
But it's
insane
not.
how
It's
we still
if you
lost
look
the
at it,
game.
the stats are pretty much the same. Like it's not even like we're like maybe we're leading some stats, but it's like it's neck and neck pretty much in every stat. First downs, yards passing, yards rushing, pretty much everything was like we had a fumble, they had a fumble. The only thing is that they had a defensive touchdown. That was literally the difference. If you look at it.
It's just if you
So
think about it before the game, if you look at the stats and you're like, okay, you contained Mahomes, you essentially shut down Travis Kelsey. You think you leave with the win, but
yeah,
there was a lot of plays that we saw that just weren't like the Dolphins we've seen. We saw a lot of drops. We saw a Tyreek Hill fumble that pretty much killed us. And then the plays at the end that kind of just leave you with the that's so Dolphins moment. that we've been waiting for all fucking season, and you're just like, that's how we lose this one. I'd rather it be a pick, but just not that, you know.
So let's not get it too into it. Let's get into our thing here. Let's get into the flop. Who's your biggest flop after this game? Let's start with you, Martin. Tell me.
I'm gonna say McDaniel got out coached.
Oh,
That's what I guess stood out to me the most. I don't think we had an answer for them in the first half. Again, it what the stats show that it was pretty even, but that was because I think they had like 38 yards going into the fourth quarter in the second half. I'm saying in the second half, like we kind well, our defense dominated them. Like they really didn't do anything in the second half. It was literally the first. If it wasn't for the big lead in the first half, we potentially win that game or dominate the game. But yeah, we got our coach. I don't think we had an answer in the first half. But the defense to me kept us in the game, and obviously we got to see a better ending than we expected. But yeah, McDaniel, easy.
That's a
Alejandro.
good call. There's three options this game. It's coach, it's Tyreek, or it's Tua. And I know you guys don't think I'm going to go this route, but I have to be a little more critical on the franchise quarterback since I've been backing him so much year in, year out. If you're the guy, you cannot have a moment like that. And I get it. It's tough. He's lefty. The snap's on the right side. And I'm honestly not even that mad about the misfire. That was, I feel like, a miscommunication. Probably tried to pull the ball back once he saw Cedric trying to go deep, and it just slipped out of his hands. That I'm okay with. Miscommunication with your fucking fifth wide receiver, that shit happens. But the
All I'm
bot
gonna say,
snap, bro, you
is
can't
on
end
that
the game
snap.
like that.
Magneto was somewhere in the crowd during that snap because that ball looked like it just went pop from one spot to another. That thing was going 100 miles per hour, man. That
But
thing was
why
so
would
fast.
why would Magneto
I
send
don't
the
know. It's
football?
just
How would Magneto send a rubber
Yeah.
football? And that's the way we're gonna end that one, folks.
nah.
Oh,
Honestly, my biggest flop is gonna be Tyreek Hill, man. This guy talked a lot before coming into the game. He had drop passes, even though like it wasn't all there, but he had drop passes, and then the fumble. Even though it should have been a play that was called dead, come on, you can't have that fumble, dude. It's the game changer. That to me was what changed the whole game.
100%.
Those 7 points,
Because
yeah,
on that drive, it's easy. You're in field goal range. You're at least got 3 on the board, but no, now it's a swing 7 their way. And then at the
yeah.
end, if it's 14-14, you're just trying to kill the clock and settle for that field goal. That play right there is definitely what changed the entire landscape of the whole fucking game, bro. It's crazy.
I
Now, do
mean,
you
are we even
think do
gonna?
you think the ref should have blown the whistle for progress?
Oh, 100%. He was completely stopped.
They picked him up,
I'm
kind
He
of,
was
right?
completely stopped.
I'm
I
not gonna
think it.
say that one, but I definitely think on the pitch back, the guy's not moving. He's just like, all right, I'm gonna throw to
Yeah,
you. That guy wasn't moving. Like it should have been blown dead there. I think the Tyreek
but
fumble was fair,
there's two instances on that play. The one
and you
where he
missed both
gets
of them.
stopped and he's just holding, and then the one where he has his back turned, like you said, and then he pitches it back. It's just we have no luck with the referees. That's it. Give it up. It's the Philly game. It's this game. Mind you, the referees, they were holding the offensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs on 50% of plays. The tackles were holding. So moving on. We're gonna talk about the turning point. Do we even have to talk about it after having the Tyreek fumble? Unless you guys have another one, go ahead. The floor is yours.
I think everybody's gonna be on the same page that it's the Tyreek fumble. Let's talk about the plays at the end. Martin, you've already heard how I feel about it. How do
Yeah.
you feel about that situation? Everybody, well, especially us, we're critical on Justin Herbert. So I imagine you're gonna have a fucking field day right now whenever
No,
a moment like this happens. So
again, when I initially saw the play, yeah, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck happened? What kind of stupid decision? But the more you look at the play, you're like, was it really a bad pass or was it just miscommunication? Again, I'm still up in the air. It's 50-50 for me because again, Cedric Wilson has played very well, and I just and especially like I think he had a touchdown earlier in the game, right? Am I not
yeah,
mistaken? So
his
you
one
had to
catch
be
for a touchdown. Yeah,
so
Yeah.
you have to have some type of rapport with the guy you're throwing to. So again, it's hard for me to give him the whole excuse or like like say
But
whatever
not
it
really.
happens,
Not
but
really.
exactly that's what I'm trying to say. It's like I'm torn in between which way I want to go. Again, initial reaction, yes, what the fuck happened? After looking it over, hearing other people's opinion, it's like you can't be too harsh on the guy because that shit happens all the time. It just happened to be in a critical situation, and that's why it's but such a big deal.
And let's face it, we probably shouldn't have even been in that situation. This guy,
Yeah.
he actually fields the punt inside the 10 and gives us a chance to pin them back, and then we get 3 downs right away. Like we
Mhm.
shouldn't have had an opportunity on that last drive. But I'm with you on that one. But it ended up becoming Cedric getting involved because Tyreek was shut down. They were tripling, doubling, and he was just a non-factor. He
But he's
blew
had a
this
couple
game up
good
to
games. Wilson
no,
has
you
had a couple
you
good games the last couple weeks. That's why I'm saying like you can't give Tua the whole excuse and then just wave it off that it was miscommunication because he's been a contributor these last couple weeks. So you're like you got to have
Yeah.
some type of rapport with the guy. But yeah, I have no idea what it was, and supposedly Tua took the blame for it. So
a hun-
ultimately, we're never gonna get the real answer of what happened. But it's just you gotta win. You
I
gotta
don't
win
think
the
it
game. You gotta
falls.
win a big game.
I,
You gotta win a big
I
game.
don't think it
how
falls
many
100% on him, man. It's
it
just
doesn't.
ridiculous how
It doesn't.
it
It's
doesn't.
not.
But
But
our
did he play what?
this is
Did he
another
play
thing.
well enough? Did he play well enough in your opinion to win us that game? Like in your opinion, like was his performance something you were like, okay, I'm happy with it? Well, were you like, can I ask you
Mm,
that? Take
I
away the
don't think
throw.
I
Okay,
don't think
no,
either I don't think either quarterback
you
Don't
can't
performed
say
don't
well
say
that.
it.
enough
Yeah.
for
Don't
this
talk
team.
about Mahomes. Don't talk about Mahomes. Whatever.
No, no,
Mahomes is
no, not
Mahomes.
talking about
What?
Mahomes. But okay, but this is my thing. With the thing with our fan base is the guy couldn't win you the game, right? It's only one game that he had the opportunity to win, and there's a very good team at that. And then we're already coming out saying, "Oh, if he's gonna be like that, he's not the guy." Bro, he
Eagles.
didn't do anything to lose us that game to begin with.
Exactly.
E-
Yeah,
He was,
yeah.
yeah. And
Eagles
then
game.
when you at
That was another
Eagles
one
game,
that he.
he didn't he didn't really have the chance to drive down the field like
Bills
he did in this
game.
game to win
Bills
the game.
game. Didn't wasn't even in the game at all. And he didn't again. I'm not this year I've been if anybody wants to talk shit about me this year, I have not said a word about Tua. I'm giving it another year. Let's see what
Yeah.
happens. But like when these instances when
A
you're gonna
bar
ask
just
me a
gets
question,
pushed
you're
year and
gonna be
year.
like you're gonna be like, hey, no, I'm not. Again, if you want me to be the realistic, I'm telling you, I haven't seen him win a big game. I haven't seen him do anything, in my opinion, to put me over that hump of being, hey, you're the guy. You're the guy. I feel like our franchise is gonna eventually, be deep in the playoffs, maybe a Super Bowl contender. Because I don't see it that way at all. Until our run game is solidified week in week out as the superior part of the offense, and our defense, it stays as good as it's been lately. I don't think we're a contender. I think we're trying to fight with the Bills for the division. That's all we are right now. That's my opinion, and it has to do with the fact that I don't think Tua could win a big game. That's just my opinion. College is college. He hasn't done it in the NFL. I'm done.
He has led plenty of game-winning drives.
You could lead games.
Baltimore last year
You
on the
could you
road
could lead.
says it all already for you, Pablo.
That's a tough take again, Martin.
But that's just the way I am. I'm gonna stick to my
You could
guns. If
say
that's the way I
you
see
could
it, I'm gonna say it.
you could say the team maybe doesn't win versus the good teams, but to say that he can't lead a game-winning drive, come on, man,
I never
Arizona,
said it. All right,
Baltimore,
now you're
come on,
changing my word.
come
You're
on,
changing my
man,
word. You're changing my word.
it's
You
on
can't win
film
the big
on
game.
4K
Win the
and
big
4K.
game. Have you won a big game? Have you been in critical situations versus a good team and put them away? No, you have not.
If you're talking only about this year, kind
No, no,
of because the
easy,
Chargers he
easy.
led. The Chargers
This
he
year
led
easy.
100%.
Yeah,
This year is easy. Like I'm right. I'm talking about in his career. I don't think he's won one.
Stop
Like
it.
me, I
Stop
am the
it.
quarterback, and I am putting you. Other than the Ravens game, that was one of those games that like, bro, who
Okay. All I'm gonna say on that throw is Tua has made that throw fucking 1,000 times, and we've never seen him miss a wide receiver like that by that much on that. There's no way that was on purpose. It had to be miscommunication. So
you're
let's
talking
move
about the
on
Cedric
from that
Wilson
throw.
one, right?
Yeah. They're like, there's no way that wasn't miscommunication. They weren't on the same page. It is what it is.
It
I
looked sloppy from the start.
Martin, you know you were
Martin,
off that whole time, right?
what?
Okay, never mind.
Ma- Martin talking reminded me of that
Remember,
scene
his
from Ace
screen isn't in front
Ventura.
of him. His screen
Oh
isn't in front
yeah.
of him.
If you had me out, then whatever, bro.
Oh,
I
that's
was
funny.
I was
That's
just
a good,
how long
Oh
was I out? How
man.
long was I out?
at least a good 30 seconds.
Okay. So whatever, bro.
Okay,
Tua hasn't won a big
we're moving
game.
on.
Whatever. I don't
You're
care.
wrong, but okay, go ahead.
That's fine. I don't care. I don't care about being right or wrong. That's fine.
Okay, how about I give you guys this one? What about if I tell you the biggest flop is Mike McDaniel's in that last drive?
If
How would
anything,
you
I
feel
don't think
about that?
it was the last drive. I think it was the drive before that one because he calls that
Why?
pitch back to Savon Ahmed, and we end up
Okay.
already behind the sticks. And now you're trying to catch up and pass, and nothing's open. Your guys are getting
And,
shut down, and you've got nowhere to go to move the chains, and
and
you
this
end
is
up
not.
having to punt again.
And this is
Yeah.
another thing I brought up, and you guys laughed when I said it. Pitch plays have not worked for us. Maybe one
No, no,
time
no.
a game
We
it
laughed.
works.
It
We
works.
laughed
It
when
works for one guy. It works for
It
one
works.
guy, and the one guy is on IR.
Well, he's
and
been out
Savon
for four
Ahmed.
weeks.
That's it. That's it. I don't want to see him get the ball anymore. Done.
That guy's been out for 4 weeks, so stop even
Done.
bringing that. You saw him for 2 weeks or 3 weeks max. It was HN, whatever he played. So you don't say that because you saw him 3 weeks that it works overall. Pitch plays have
But the
not worked for us.
vision,
It
the
hasn't worked with
speed,
us.
the
I love
recognition.
HN. I
They
love him.
work.
I
Do you
Awareness.
love
know?
him.
Do you guys know where they work? At home. At home, this offense is completely different than they are on the road. It is what it
But
is.
is that
We
okay? Is
can't
that
run the
acceptable?
motions
Is
the
that
same.
acceptable?
It
Is that
doesn't look the
acceptable?
same. Oh, it's not because unless you get home field advantage in the playoffs, it's not going to count. And unfortunately, this game that you just lost to, it's going to be a factor because you just lost to
Yep.
probably the team that's going to be number one. So
Yep.
you're going to have to figure something out, get the timing better, figure something out, bro. But all this shit, what has made our offense over the top this year has been those little motions, and we can't do that on the road. And especially we got Connor back this week, so it helps a little bit. But when Eichenberg has to play fucking center because this guy's out, it kills us completely. Because you saw the timing, the snapping be an issue versus Bills. You saw it against Philly. Like, it's just gonna be an issue. You got to figure out a different way to elevate the offense, especially on the road. At home, you can do it because there's no crowd noise, there's no nothing.
I'm
Figure
glad
it
you
out.
mentioned that because a lot of people have told me throughout the week, oh, why don't we play Eichenberg as center again and move Connor Williams back to guard? Why don't we do that? Because Eichenberg is not a good center. When you have Connor Williams in there, you run better, you pass protect better, you read the blitz better, you read everything better. So do not do that, please. Moving
Yeah.
on onto the river. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Yeah, Eichenberg isn't an NFL starter, bro, at all. Like, yeah, you resort to him when you're banged up and you've lost your two guards, like we saw this week, and yeah, you
Yeah.
plug him in. But that guy doesn't belong. No way.
But yeah, like I said, onto the river. Who do we got coming up this week? Well, we got the bye week now. We're gonna take
It's
a
a bye
rest.
week.
Probably go to the Bahamas. You guys got anything planned?
No, absolutely not. But I got a good question for you guys, and
Staying
this
away
was a
from your
good
jokes.
this was a good one last year.
I'm not going to the Bahamas. They are.
What grade do you give the Miami Dolphins here at the midseason point? Start with Ralph.
I give them a B plus.
Okay, why?
B plus. I'll tell you why. Even though your offense has been the best, we've lost the big games, and it's mostly in part because our offense stalls at times in the game, and we can't seem to click. And if we do it too late. And another thing is with your defense, you're now seeing the defense come alive. Early in the season, you didn't see that because we had a lot of starters out, a lot of guys coming back from injury, guys getting plugged in, Eli Apple. So now you're going to see a lot more of defense, and you're probably going to see a lot more possession ball on offense. Hopefully we run the ball a lot more, a la Martin 1950s. But that's why I say B plus, man.
Martin.
Martin.
I'm in between a B and a B minus. 6-3, good record. Going into the bye, you're now getting healthier. HN coming back. So you lost most of your O line, so I don't know how to even talk about that. Corners, look healthy. Defense, ultimately, Chubb has been playing much better. Um,
He's
Yeah.
been
yeah,
looking
yeah,
elite.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we've
So
after riding him for so long, we have to give him credit. He's finally showing up.
Yep.
yeah, no, exactly. So everybody seems to be getting hot on the defense. The offense, it's looking very good, like you said, at home. Away, it looks like a completely different team. McDaniel looks like a different coach on away as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go with B minus. That's, and I think it's because our the strength of schedule. We haven't really having that prove it win yet, and I think I don't even know who the hell we play the rest of the way right now. That's considered an elite team, to be honest, top of my head, other than the Bills.
The schedule won't get rough again until December. December, we're really gonna figure
Hmm.
out what this team's about, and especially fraudulent teams lose in December. You know, if we can have a good because we play Baltimore, Cowboys, and the
Oh,
Bills
there you go.
to
There you go.
finish. So that's gonna be a rough stretch of games.
Ravens, in Baltimore.
Exactly, that's a big one.
Big.
All
I
right.
think that's the biggest game left. Honestly.
It all depends on where we stand once it comes to that last game versus Buffalo. If that one means something or is actually a fight for the top of the conference or for the AFC East,
The way Buffalo's
that's going to be
looking
the
right
biggest
now,
one.
man. I don't know. The
I
way
get it. Yeah,
Buffalo's
they
looking.
don't look the same. They've been hit so much by so many injuries.
Yep.
But hey, listen, that was us last year, so fuck it, we're gonna roll with it. So I'm giving the Dolphins an A minus, and for one of the reasons you guys didn't mention, we're atop of the AFC East right now, and I believe what do we have a 2 game lead? Bills are 4-3.
One
We're six.
one
No,
and a half. One and a
one and
half
a
on the
half.
Jets.
That
On the
is
Jets.
on the Jets. That's right. The Bills are in third.
On the
Holy shit, they
Jets.
fucking suck. Fuck Bills
Yep.
Mafia. Okay, and at the end of the day, this defense is rising. Offense has looked well. I'm gonna fucking say it
Mhm.
again. At home, they got to figure something out on the road. But now we have a good stretch of games where we're gonna get. I don't want to say easy wins because nothing's easy, and we've seen so many big upsets this season so far. But we got Raiders, we got Jets Black Friday for Black Friday game. We got the Commanders at some point. We played the Titans at home. This should be an easy stretch getting into December and building momentum for that final stretch of games because that's going to be the legit test to see where we can stand. And as you guys know, if you can go in high into the playoffs, it's anybody's ball game.
Mhm.
So they just got to take care of business these next upcoming games and stay healthy. Stay healthy is the biggest thing.
Well, now that we're halfway through the season, at least for us, what do you think the chances are to wins MVP having 2,600 yards through 9 weeks, 19 touchdowns, uh, top offense in the NFL? Do you think it could happen or?
Of course, it can happen. He's just got to keep the steady play coming. And, you know, McDaniel still has to just figure out a way because defenses are going to adjust. We already saw the Chiefs do it, and we know other teams are going to do it now. And they're
Yeah.
going to start jamming Tyreek Hill and throwing the timing off. This is the same shit we kind of saw last year once we played San Francisco. It was all just disrupt the timing, make everything a second longer, and get pressure.
Mhm.
As long as we could stay clean, and obviously not all the defenses we play are as good as the Chiefs. Chiefs defense is fucking elite. They're top 5, I believe. But they definitely it's on the table. I think he's number 2 in the running right now, so why not?
I'm gonna say I can give 3 fucks about him winning the MVP. I want him to look. I want him to look good on the field, week in, week out, away, home, and clean that up. MVP. I don't care if he doesn't win MVP for the rest of his career, and he becomes a winning quarterback. No one's gonna care about the MVPs. They're gonna be
He's
like,
already a winning quarterback, though.
no, he's not. But okay.
He's already a winning
Um,
quarterback.
Okay.
Yep.
Just okay. All right. Whatever. Ultimately, winning quarterback mean in the playoffs, get you deep into the playoffs, be a contender. That is a
There we
winning
go.
quarterback. I can
Elaborate.
care less.
Elaborate.
I can care less about the regular season if you literally, first of all, you don't show up away and then you can't get to the playoffs
But that's not
or
all on him.
stay
Mhm.
healthy.
It's not all on
But
him.
I'm not blaming just him. I'm talking about overall as a team. And then yes, he's the contributing factor. He's gonna be the person that puts us over the hump ultimately. We need a quarterback that's going to be able to do that when our team isn't playing great. You need that quarterback to be able to step up and not get rattled when they have pressure on them.
I'm gonna give you even better one. Dolphins win the division, and let's say they finish as the third seed. Mike McDaniel's coach of the year.
No.
Oh, it depends. I don't know. Detroit's looking really good, kind of surprising everybody, and they're gonna win that division too. Damn, I don't know who else.
Honestly, I thought he should have won it last year with the major turnaround this offense had. Even though, yeah, you're adding Tyreek Hill, but it's most of the same guys. That was crazy, man. So,
You want my hot
What?
take? You want my
Go
hot
for
take?
it.
oh no,
We go deep in the playoffs if we end the year top 5 in rushing. That's gonna be my hot take.
well, Mostert's already leading the league with 11
The whole
touchdowns, rushing
whole year. No,
touchdowns.
no,
So
like committed the rest of the year. Not every 1 week when yes 1 week. No, that
I
is
saw your brother throw up the deuce there. So I'm assuming when we get A Chain back and we got two running backs going ham at it. So
So that was one thing, but we also fell to second after this last game in rushing. So we're no longer number one after Baltimore has taken, but they just ran all over the Seahawks, and I don't know, they kind of gave up. But either way, what do you guys record predictions? I know Ralph gave a fucking ridiculous one last year after the midway point. So let's start with Martin so he
nah, I
could
don't know
think
what you're
about that
talking
one.
about. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Mr. 13-4 or 14-3, whatever the fuck you said. Martin, record prediction. What place, what seed are we gonna have heading into the playoffs if you think we are going?
the Bills will win the division.
You're crazy.
The Bills will win the division, and we will be. I'll say 11 wins.
Safe
11
number.
wins.
Ralph.
So we got Raiders. Who do we got after the Raiders?
Raiders, Jets, Commanders, Titans, I believe. And then
Okay.
Jets again.
And then Jets again. That'll give
If
us
Ro-
11 wins.
if Rogers comes back
Rodgers is
before the
not
end of
coming back.
December, if Rogers
Rogers
comes
is
back
not
the end
coming
of,
back, man.
if he comes back before the end of December, my my position changes from the Bills to the Jets winning the division.
Dude, listen, if that guy has a fucking brain in his skull, he saw already how bad this offensive line is. And it just got even worse because they're losing guys left and right, too.
Yeah.
What in what right mind would that guy come back on a fucking torn Achilles at 40 years old?
I'm gonna say 12-5, man.
I like it. And that's
12 and
exactly
5.
where I was going. I think 12
12 and 5.
and 5 is fine.
I think we win the division too.
Absolutely. I don't think it's I think it will come down to that last game though. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That last game better be prime time Sunday night AFC East on the line type shit. That's exactly the route I'm thinking.
So let's finish on a high note. So since we don't even got Martin here, we want to thank everybody again. Remember, share with the Dolphins fan. Let them know Offin is always all in here with you guys, with the team, with the players, with everyone in the fan base. Like, share, subscribe. This is Ralph, Alejandro, Martin. Let's get it, everybody. All
I
right,
like it. I like it
Miami.
better when he's not here.
Fuck off.